Welcome back to the Humble Market Timer YouTube channel. If you enjoyed the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Now, in today's video, I want to revisit the very first video I posted on my YouTube channel, and it happened to be regarding Ethereum. Now, I posted this video about 2 months ago, and at the time, Ethereum was trading at about $1,800 and had been on a pretty vicious slide over the last few months. And the video was pretty much trying to figure out whether or not it was time to buy Ethereum or not. And so I want to briefly show a clip of that video, and we're going to see how accurate I was 2 months ago regarding where Ethereum would go versus where Ethereum is right now. Here's a clip. To have just a kind of a ho-hum pullback, I think if we just have that ho-hum pullback, I think that area of 1,500 will hold. Now, if we have something else that goes on, if it's maybe a war of some sort, or if we have some other sort of virus that comes out that causes the market to flush even more, or we have a super steep recession, then we can possibly go lower. But I'm pretty certain that if you at least start your buying in this 1,500 area, I feel pretty confident we're going to get there. I think that you can time your buys perfectly in that area. And if we go lower, you can continue to nibble. And I think if you do make your purchasing in that area, I think you'll be able to maximize your profits and really get some nice gains. So basically, I stated that $1,500 price range would have been a good spot to be purchasing some Ethereum for a potential nice size bounce and move higher. And as you can see, based on this current chart, Ethereum went a little lower than 1,500. It dipped just slightly below 1,400 to the high 1,300s, but it has made a pretty sharp move off of that upper 1,300, 1,400 range, and we are currently sitting at $2,500. So we have almost had 100% move from the bottom that we had in Ethereum from about a month ago, and almost or over $1,000 move from where I thought would be a good place to start making purchases and nibbling at Ethereum. So it turns out that the indicators from the technical analysis utilizing Fibonacci retracing and RSI, which pointed at that $1,500 area as a good area to potentially start buying, proved to be a pretty good area to look at. And had you taken on that advice, you would have made or been up quite a bit on your money right now. Now let's look and see where Ethereum could possibly go from here. We've made a pretty substantial move. Like I said, we've almost moved 100% off the bottom. And as we all know, stocks don't go straight up. So I would be anticipating some level of consolidation or pullback at this level after this quite a sharp bounce we've had. But there's one thing I want to make note of and I want to point out to you. I want you to look at this area right here and then this area right here. I want you to look and see how similar those things are. Really, more so this particular move right here. This looks almost identical to this. We had a steep fall, and then we had a nice bounce. This is back in 2022. Very similarly, steep fall, nice bounce. What do we do here? We eventually faded back the next 3 months, back near where we bottomed, almost as a retest. Oftentimes when we have in the stock market or markets in general have breaks and they have sharp moves higher, oftentimes there's a retrace back to kind of verify that we have reached the bottom before there's a continual move higher. So what could very well take place next could be over the next 3 months. In the next 3 months is talking about the summertime. When it's warm, that has historically been a slow time in the stock market. A lot of traders and investors, they go away for the summer and they don't spend as much time investing and trading in those months during the summertime. So oftentimes that is a weak and oftentimes an area or time when the stock market will kind of fade lower. So there is a good chance, in my opinion, that we will have a bit of a retrace back down. Maybe it won't go all the way down to that 1300 level. Maybe it will, and we get more of a W type action. Or sometimes you even get a lower low, but oftentimes you get another pullback after you've had that nice big bounce to, again, verify that you have actually reached the low. So be on the lookout for a pullback. I do believe it's coming. Like a lot of people are going to be taking profits, but particularly if you've had that move almost to 100% in such a short period of time. But I think that there will be other opportunities to potentially get back in Ethereum at a lower price than the move that we're at now at 2,500. So be on the lookout for that. And keep a lookout on the news. Things are starting to crank up in Pakistan and India. We've had a bit of a bounce in the overall market because there's been hopes that there can be deals done with the tariffs. Nothing really has been etched in stone yet. And the biggest deal that needs to be made is with China. We keep hearing that there is progress in that, and that's kind of giving the market some hope. But if we don't start to see results and actual agreements signed, I think you will see that we'll have a pretty decent pullback in the overall market as well. Hope you liked the video. Again, if you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.